It is 7:02. Welcome to the Bedminster Township Committee. This is our regularly scheduled April 6th, 2026 Township Committee meeting. Recognize that we have a full attendance by the Bedminster Township Committee here in person. Ms. Ray, may we please have the Open Public Meetings Act statement?
Yes, Mayor. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Township Committee was sent to the Courier News Somerville, Bernardsville News Whippany, and to all subscribers, and posted on the Township of Bedminster's official website at www.bedminsternj.gov and at the Township's Municipal Building on January 6, 2026.
Thank you. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the time of the meeting that we open up the microphone and dais up in front for public comment, as well as Zoom and telephone comments, questions. Any member of the public wishing to ask a question, make a statement, has her opportunity to do so. As we've been saying, I guess within the last year plus, you're not guaranteed of a dialogue with the Township Committee unless the committee members decide to engage. Not guaranteed of getting an answer. You're certainly not guaranteed of getting an answer you're gonna like. Caitlin is our only remote.
She's remote.
Okay. Moving along, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of meeting minutes to view and approve. February 9, budget work session 2, March 9, budget work session 4. Where did budget work session 3?
Canceled due to the inclement amounts, whether that.
Okay, so 4 becomes, got it, okay. The March 16th regular Township Committee meeting, the March 23rd budget work session 5, and the March 30 budget work session 6. Questions regarding the meeting minutes?
The March 23rd one, I was not here, so I'll have to recuse myself for that one.
There's no, let's take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And we have 3 permits to review and approve tonight. First is an annual seasonal farmers market permit to benefit Recklesstown Farm Distillery LLC at the Bedminster Farmers Market at River Road Park, May 23 through December 5. A social fair permit to benefit Community in Crisis on May 4, 2026 from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Hamilton Farm Golf Club, and a social affair permit to benefit Raritan Headwaters Association on June 7, 2026 from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Fairview Farm on Larger Cross Road. Comments or questions regarding those permits? Seeing none, take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Monthly report discussion by subcommittee chair. Edwin Rosen.
Thank you, Mayor. The 75th annual Easter egg hunt was held on Saturday. A tremendous turnout. It was a beautiful day, and there were no injuries in the stampede for the quest for the golden egg, which is always a good thing. Camp registration opened up last week, and it is going well. Some of the afternoon sessions are close to being full. On the garden front, there's about 150 plots that have been purchased, which is about half the available ones. It looks like we should be ready to go at the end of April, and construction for the new Burnt Mills Dog Park is scheduled to begin this week.
End of April, Jason?
And that was from Neil. Do you are you on the same page?
Well,
Well, we're working on it.
You know, driving here, it didn't look like 150 out there.
We're all still down there.
There's boxes still. It's a slow going process, especially with sewer issues and all kinds of stuff going.
Been busy.
Yeah.
Well, no more snow.
And is.
Don't say that.
And I was
Yeah,
supposed
please
to
don't
start
say
on
that,
the dog park this week.
Still April.
They are.
Okay.
Breaking ground of the dog park should be this week.
I don't know.
That's all I have.
All right, that's a lot. Well, I heard, once again, the egg hunt, I spoke to someone from the fire department. They thought it was the biggest in, if not ever, in a very long time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's do it. Gina and I were there.
Yeah, we were there. It was
We were right on the
beautiful
line.
weather and that, drop off for the,
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you have interference with the B&A sale?
just for parking.
You know, just for parking?
Yeah, so they started a little bit later to give people time to get there. Yeah,
All right, good.
It was great.
it was
Good,
great.
good, good. Okay, Gina, you're up next.
Thank you. So I think that the garden will be ready paperwork wise by April. But I have a DPW biweekly report. They've been working on grooming the ball fields, which is very exciting for spring, and lining the soccer and lacrosse fields. They started taking the salters off the trucks, so knock on wood, we don't need those anymore. And filling the garden boxes with soil. There's reinstallment of down street signs. They moved screen topsoil from the garden area to DPW yard. Added stone to the dirt roads, grading dirt roads. The DPW office upgrades that include paint, flooring, and ceiling tiles. And they just, are working on those Vigo boxes so that the garden can move along. And worked on heavy equipment and some pothole repairs in Bedminster and Parks.
Great,
Yeah, that's all.
thank you. Committee Woman Mareski.
Good evening, Mayor Jacobs. Good evening, everyone. Jacobus Vanderveer met a couple weeks ago and a couple little updates on the America 250, which we anticipate holding something on the 4th of July. The only thing that we have, I think, put in stone is that it's going to be a pig roast, which I think is going to be awesome. And we'll talk to the farmers market suppliers to see if they want to perhaps bring something to the market that might go with the pig roast. Let's see, Norm Penny, he's in charge of organizing some more volunteers for JVH. That organization is called the Knox Brigade, which is kind of fun. He's got about 15 new people to join and has a volunteer sign-up sheet. So if anybody in the listening world wants to join, please reach out to Norm and we'll be happy to have you. It's going to be an easy way now to get at least one day a month open for the house, maybe two if we have that many people. So that's pretty exciting. Let's see, we're having a school day this month on the 22nd. I'm not sure who's coming. Robin, do you know which schools are coming?
Manville, there's a Willow School and I could be wrong, but I think it's the Vanderveer School in Bridgewater.
Okay, and per usual, it's the blacksmith, the lace people. They'll be lining up the kids outside and pretending that they're a drill team. So it's a lot of fun if you ever get a chance to go. That's for GVH. Historic preservation, they did a couple quick approvals. One for someone on this town. They just had a little bit of a review to do with that. And then the advanced property over here off the highway, they had just some small changes to the outsides of the structure. Pretty much don't mean too much, but I think they were just looking to save a few dollars and make some better decisions about where windows and things will go. And those were all approved. And then they're just working on some other maybe additions to the 250th as well. And then let's see, the EC, their normal meeting is the first Wednesday of every month, but because it's Passover, they did bump it this month to the 15th. So if anybody wants to come to that meeting, it's April 15th at 7 o'clock here. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Committeeman Hickey.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, all. Board of Health did not have a meeting last month. Hopefully, we'll have one this month. Board of Ed, just a quick reminder, the public hearing for the school budget will be held on April 30th at 7 p.m. on the school grounds. So I'd encourage anyone interested to attend that meeting. Mayor, I assume you'll cover library, which we had last month, and that's all I got.
So, trying to think of the library. What did,
So we did the budget.
We did the budget.
Preliminary budget. Yep.
So
Talking about the Speakers Fund and trying to get some more oversight into some of the volunteer donations. We did Mary Beth Shaw taking over, having a subcommittee for the Children's Library.
Children's Library, right. Did a tour of, well, get a little bit of a tour of the Children's Library.
Right. And then
Which looks the same as it has for the last 20.
as our kids were, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might need a little bit of a refresh.
Yeah.
Just trying to think about how to envision that.
Yeah, and once again, thank you for that reminder because Mary Beth has that. I think she's going to do a great job with that. And we do have a library board meeting coming up, not this week, but I believe the following week. And since our last meeting, I've had no meetings, but we do have meetings for Ag Advisory, for the Farmers Market, nothing for the Land Use Board. Looks like the next meeting for the Land Use Board will be in May. And that's really all I have on my subcommittees. Yes, I'm missing something.
Yes. Riverwood and Tuttle looking to be milled on the 8th, which is Wednesday, and paved on,
Oh, this week.
yep,
Oh, great.
nice.
Thursday to pave it.
Fine.
Wow.
Sure.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Wow.
There'll be a snowstorm.
No, God, don't say that.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
It's gonna
that's
be a beautiful day.
That's great. Great. So that's Riverwood and Tuttle. Excellent. Ms. Ray.
Yes, Mayor. Okay, so we've had a busy couple weeks. On March 31st, we had the rebid opening for Crossroads Park, where we received 3 bids. If you recall, a couple meetings ago, we rejected the 3 bids from our previous bidding because the lowest bidder presented an incomplete bid and the other 2 were way above our budget. So there's a resolution on later in the meeting for consideration to award a contract, so we're happy about that. Municipal budget. We had 2 budget meetings, budget work session 5 and 6, where we prepared materials and attended both sessions. I'm happy to report that we have a resolution on later in this meeting for consideration to introduce the 2026 municipal. And this year, just as a side note, there's also another resolution. We are self-review this year. Last year we were not. It rotates. The self-review is permitted by the Director of the Division of Local Government Services to municipalities in sound fiscal condition. Primary election preparation, we accepted and verified candidates' positions, submitted all the candidates to the county clerk. It's Democratic Municipal Committee, and then Township Committee position is up for reelection. And let's see, just a reminder that the Joint Insurance Fund, the new elected officer training is out, where we can save $1,500 on our insurance for liability insurance. And then on March 19th, I submitted a community development block grant for new ADA automatic control door systems for the front and rear of the municipal building here. So that, and also working on setting up 2 meetings, one with Main Street merchants and businesses with Far Hills Mayor. We're shooting for the 1st or 2nd week in May. That's when Far Hills is available. And then for the last week in April for a Pluckerman merchants and business meeting.
Good.
Okay.
That's great.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Chief Bernardo is not here to do the community policing report. We do not have any ordinances to introduce. We do not have any public hearing of ordinances. So we'll move right to resolutions. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 items on the consent agenda. These are items of routine nature. Any member of the Township Committee may pull one, some or all of them off for individual consideration. Now is your opportunity to do so. I know you're making notes on the resolutions,
Mhm.
but not willing to take anything off the consent agenda.
Correct.
Okay, I'll take a motion to approve the 4 items on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Committeeman Hickey.
Aye.
Committeewoman Moretti.
Aye.
Committeewoman Fernandez.
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen.
Aye.
And Mayor Jake.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, our first individual resolution is resolution number 2026-073.
They should be in your books in the order of just regular numerical order.
Yeah, my paper clips were just a little tied a little coupled together. So this is the resolution to introduce the 2026 Bedminster Township municipal budget. So before we do, before we make the introduction, this is, as Robin indicated, we went through 5 different budget meetings on Mondays. There was 1 cancellation, so even though we did get to budget meeting 6, there was 5 meetings, each meeting lasting 3.5 hours or more. And that doesn't count for the separate discussions we've had with directors and with our CFO. And that's from the Township Committee side. Certainly from the Bedminster Township directors, CFO, and the administrator, for every hour of work that we were involved, we know that there were many more hours put in by you guys working on the budget, presenting us with ideas for consideration, and then different iterations of the budget, both the capital budget and the operating budget. And this was a particularly hard year. I think when we start off with the fact that the healthcare increases by themselves blow past the 2% cap that had been established years before. So when just on healthcare expenses alone, you already know you're starting with some heavy work in front of you. And Derek, Jason, Chief Bernardo, Rec Director Neil Mastrobuono, and especially you, Robin, for the work that you guys put in. You know, I think we ended up in as good a place as we can, mindful of the capital expenses and certainly the impact to our taxpayers, which is always first and foremost in our minds. And I think everyone who was involved in the budget process put a lot of effort and sacrifice, both in times of hours dedicated to it, as well as a lot of thoughtfulness going how to make their departments work. And Robin playing around with us and entertaining our different ideas. Well, what if we do this? What if we push this off a year? Can we do this now? And certainly in that, we also talk about the services that the Township Committee brings, and that the township itself brings to our residents. Public safety being number one. And that's always reflected in the budget because it's the police, fire, and first aid. You know, I think as anyone who's witnessed our discussions on budget, Fire trucks are not cheap. Fire trucks are not cheap, and they need to be replaced. And when they need to be replaced, they need to be replaced.
All at
And
the same time.
yeah, and it just so happens, we support two different fire departments in town. And we've done analysis in the past with Department of Community Affairs, looking at the inventory, looking at the work schedule, looking at the maintenance schedule, looking at replacement schedules. And we're always hoping that there's a silver bullet in there to fix the situations, but there isn't. And it requires and public safety comes first. So we do our part. And I also want to thank the chiefs of both Far Hills Bedminster Fire Department and the Pottersville Fire Department for working with us and not just looking at a 1 or 2 year plan, but working with a very long-term plan so that not just this township committee, but future township committees can budget and prepare for what's coming down the road. And our CFO can start putting money off to the side to account for those expenses that we are going to see in 2027, 2028, and so on. So with that, Robin, and to Derek, Jason, and to all the other directors who participated in the process with us, thank you for your work. Okay, Robin, so who's going to walk us through the resolution?
Let Derek walk you through it.
Derek Macchia, our CFO. Take a microphone.
Come on down.
And this was Derek's first year with Bedminster Township. So Derek, CFO up in Chester Township, before he came to us. And so this was us seeing how Derek put his work into the budget. And this was also Derek's first time seeing how the Township Committee engaged in the budget process as well. So great having you at the table with us. Breath of fresh air. Your ideas were great. And I think on behalf of the Township Committee, we thank you for your participation in all those meetings.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, members of the committee. Before you, you have the resolution to introduce the budget for 2026. The budget has been reviewed by both myself and our auditing firm for completeness, accuracy, and it represents a budget that I feel is very fiscally responsible, will meet all the needs of the township for the upcoming year, and put us in a good position for going into the next budget cycle, which is something that I always like to look at. I want to make sure that the budget that we're doing this year always puts us in a good position going forward and doesn't hurt us in any way. So I believe that with all the meetings that we had and all the information that we discussed together, that this puts us in a very good position. Overall, the budget is representing a nominal tax increase. Unfortunately, as you said, with the cost of the healthcare, we started off in a position we probably didn't want to be in, but healthcare is what it is. So despite all of that, we came in with a very responsible tax increase. And overall, as I said, I think this will be a good budget for the township. You have any specific questions? Happy to address them.
You really want us to do budget? What is it? We're on F? No, we can go to G. No.
There was an H with the hyphen.
Yeah.
Great budget.
Yes.
So the resolution before us would, if introduced and approved, would have a total set of appropriations in the amount of $15,921,461.40. So just for the audience out there, Derek, what does this represent in terms of impact to the Bedminster individual taxpayer as far as percentage over last year?
Yes, the overall budget includes a tax increase of approximately 3.24% on the tax levy. But with the average assessed home having an increase in rateables, the tax rate will drop. I believe it was sorry, I didn't have the number in front of me. I believe it was 2.89%. The overall impact to an average assessed home in Bedminster Township will be approximately $5 per month. It's slightly under that. I believe it was $4.89 per month. This is just the municipal side. Unfortunately, we don't have the information for the other taxing entities at this time, nor will we have any say or control over those increases or decreases.
Well, from discussions with Committeeman Hickey, from his participation at the school board, I don't want to say participation since we're participating, you were observing.
Exactly.
As our liaison to the school board, the tax increase coming from, or anticipated tax increase from the school board is significantly higher and a significantly greater impact to the Bedminster resident.
Yeah.
Would
6.77%.
6.77.
Yep.
That's a big one.
That's a
And
big number.
that the school is
That's
maybe right around
51
45 to 50%.
51% last year.
51%
Yep.
of the taxes, the local taxes, 51%, just the school. And that does not include the municipality or the county. Any further questions for Derek? Seeing none. So the resolution is Resolution 2026-073, which would introduce total appropriations of $15,921,461.40. Take motion to approve Resolution 2026-073.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Committeeman Hickey.
Aye.
Committeewoman Moreski.
Aye.
Committeewoman Fernandez.
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen.
Aye.
Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Next resolution is Resolution 2026-074. This resolution authorizes, well, it sort of indicates that we've done a self-examination of the budget. But Derek, what's actually the meat of this resolution and the self-examination?
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. In any given year, a municipality has the right to review their own budget as long as you are not subject to state review. Every 3 years, every municipality is at minimum subject to state review. During self-exam, it falls on me to check the budget to make sure that we are not using more capital fund balance than we are allowed to by statute, to make sure that all the cap increases fall within the statutory provisions, as well as the auditor will always look at the budget as well. So the state relies on both my review and the auditor's review to allow us to introduce this budget, move it forward to a public hearing, and hopefully an adoption.
And attached to Resolution 2026-074 is Derek's certification that he has actually performed the review of the budget and certifies that it comports with statutory requirements. Any further questions or comments regarding Resolution 2026-074? Seeing none, take motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote again, please. Committeeman Hickey.
Aye.
Committeewoman Moreski.
Aye.
Committeewoman Fernandez.
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution 2026-075. This resolution authorizes the mayor and township clerk to sign a right of entry agreement to River Road Park for the installation of interpretive entry sign at the Jacobus Vanderveer House in celebration of the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. Ms. Ray.
Yes, so this is part of the county's initiative, for the 250th anniversary, and they are really promoting the 5 generals' homes, which really are historically significant in Bedminster Township. They have a sign that's representative of the Jacobus Vanderveer House, the Wallace House, each has its own logo with a standard Somerset County supported sign.
So this is different than the signage that Spencer Peck was pursuing with the state?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
Okay.
And this will remain on the property. They've done markouts and it becomes our sign afterwards.
Okay, and where is that sign going to go?
They wanted to do it inside the park at the entrance to the Vanderveer house, to the right of, right across from the dog park, to the right of that cul-de-sac. You know where the flag is, the cul-de-sac flag? And then I just had a little thought, maybe we should move it out to the entrance, because you were talking about a more significant sign, but I didn't want it to be misconstrued that the park was part of Somerset County, so we left
Right.
it back inside.
Okay. All right, we'll leave that to you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions or comments regarding the installation of the interpretive entry sign? No. Seeing none, take a motion to approve resolution 2026-075.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Committeeman Hickey.
Aye.
Committeewoman Moreski.
Aye.
Committeewoman Fernandez.
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, resolution 2026-076. This resolution authorizes the Township of Bedminster to award the contract for the Crossroads Park project to the lowest responsible bidder, J.A. Neary Excavating, Inc., 330 Roycefield Road in Hillsborough, in the amount not to exceed $546,140. Robin, you want to walk us through? I did have conversations with Paul Ferrero leading up to his review of the bid, and the number actually came just under Paul's engineering estimate.
Just the engineer's estimate, which is what we had planned for in our budgeting process. I will tell you that we decided to go with base bid and alternate one. There were two additional alternates, one for pavements for the sidewalk, and then others was for lighting along the sidewalk. We decided if we're going to change the streetscape or enhance the streetscape somewhere in the Buckingham Village at some time soon, we do that all at the same time.
Yeah.
So we pulled those out. So it's strictly what's highlighted in your resolution.
So this is, I think we've gone through, as you mentioned earlier, we've gone through an earlier bid process, determined that the lowest bid at that time was not necessarily responsible. So this is, Paul seems confident in the base with the alternate.
Correct. And Attorney Bellardo has conducted his review as well.
I have, it's fine.
Okay.
Hey, got to say something. 4 words.
And
Lucky I don't go by what the word.
Jason, if we approve this tonight, what's our schedule?
We have to have the
Pre-con.
construction
yeah.
meeting, and then we'll move forward with that. He's gonna start right away.
So Robin,
Paul, we're gonna get this started next Thursday for possibly a pre-con meeting.
and Paul was thinking, tell me if he's being, it's not like Paul to be optimistic. He was thinking end of June.
July 26th, I think is more realistic, That extra time spent with the rebid slowed us down. So.
Still good.
Still good.
Still good. Still the 250th year. So we're still good on that. Any questions or comments for Jason, John, or Robin on resolution 2026-076? Seeing none, take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Committeeman Hickey.
Aye.
Committeewoman Moreski.
Aye.
Committeewoman Fernandez.
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen.
Aye.
And Mayor Jacobs.
Aye, and this will be something that's going to be extremely important when we meet with the property owners and business owners in Pluckman. I think they're going to be very excited to see this project underway. So I think that's a very good timing for that. Take a motion to approve the bill list pending review of individual invoices.
Good. So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote again, please. Committeeman Hickey.
Aye.
Committeewoman Nureski.
Aye.
Committeewoman Fernandez.
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
New business. Does any township committee member have anything that they want to put on for discussion under new business?
No.
Seeing none, old business. Utilities.
Mayor, I do not have any utilities updates tonight.
Did get an email from New Jersey American Water that they resolved their
Yes.
union. I don't even know if it was a dispute, but certainly their contract negotiations with the local utility workers. So assuming eventually those expenses get picked up by the ratepayers, so that'll be coming our way sooner or later.
Exactly.
Okay, so that covers utilities. Somerset Hills Public Safety Committee meeting. Was the meeting, we were supposed to have one last week, but due to scheduling conflicts, that was postponed. Robin, did we reschedule for that?
We didn't reschedule, we just stayed on the same schedule that's coming up in like 2 weeks.
Okay. And certainly one of the things that I do want to put on that agenda is the scams. The scams are just getting more and more sophisticated.
Yep.
So an applicant who was approved at our land use board earlier this year received a very detailed email with an attachment referencing the approval process, with a return email URL that looked a lot like Bedminster's, with the attachment included a detailed invoice of professionals, cited the Bedminster professionals, had the logo on the attachment, and said, if you want to process your approval, we are requiring payment of, I don't know, it was like $20,000-$30,000, something like that. The applicant, or the I guess they're still an applicant, emailed it to me, said, is this right? I don't recall seeing this in the past. And I looked at it for 5 seconds, like this is a scam. And I mentioned it to attorneys in my office, and some of the land use attorneys in my office said that they saw something similar in New Brunswick and some other Middlesex County towns, and it is just crazy.
AI.
Yep.
What can be picked up, just whether it's checking out the agendas or checking out the newspapers and finding that there's an application and just plugging all the information in and spitting this out. And I'm sure that there's some folks who've submitted fees thinking that this was real. And certainly something that I want to bring to the attention of the other Somerset Hills towns, and everyone can get the word out. We're certainly whether it's through the police department or whether it's through the land use boards. It just happened to be land use board and site plan approval. It could be anything. It could be Board of Health. It could be any other municipal project or activity that requires some form of escrow. It could be construction.
Right.
Scams are coming fast and furious, and they are more sophisticated than ever. Everyone should be aware. Colin, I know that you reached out to Chief Bernardo about scheduling another sit down, perhaps with Hills.
Hills Village North.
Hills
And that-
Village North.
I want to do a little commercial. That is scheduled for next Monday, April 13th, 7 p.m. Detective Smith will do that presentation. He did one at the library back in November. It was excellent. It talked about both deed fraud as well as scams. He talks about some of the local examples. As a matter of fact, he's going to fold in the one that you just talked about into his presentation It was a very well attended presentation in November. I would encourage everybody to show up next Monday. He will go through it, how they're perpetrating these crimes, the newest things they are seeing, different police departments. So it is well worth the hour and a half to sit through, and you'll get a lot of information out of it. So please, if you're free, please attend that next Monday.
Yeah, and it's certainly something that I want to push with the other mayors. For anything that we can do to spread the word, I think it's going to be helpful to our residents. With that, let's go to Township Committee comments. Committeeman Rosen.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to expand on your sentiments for the budget process a little bit. This was my first budget session, and I just found it to be a fascinating process. The collaborations and the cooperation between the department heads is amazing. Derek and Robin, more kudos to you. Excellent job. And again, it was a fascinating process. And a couple more words on the Easter egg hunt. Kudos to Neil, DPW and the fire department. And this is just one of those annual events that brings out the whole community and really makes Bedminster the wonderful community that it is. It's just amazing to see everybody out there.
Yeah.
And it really was a great turnout.
Yeah.
Great. Woman Fernandez.
Great. Thank you, Robin, Derek, and everyone for all your hard work on our municipal budget as we approve these resolutions. And, we have a new dog park, and we have a new Crossroads Park, and we have a new garden, right? And there's a lot of improvements and expanding quality of life here in Bedminster, right? And due to the hard work of grants, people writing grants and Township Committee, budgeting for these things, and Derek and Robin and all the department heads working together is the way this all comes to fruition. And it is pretty amazing that our taxes have gone up this much, and the quality of life and things that we've expanded on are extreme compared to that. So that's great work on everybody's behalf, but it's not just the numbers, it's also the community and the quality of life here. So I just wanted to thank everybody as a resident and as a Township Committee member. And then I have to go because UConn is playing soon. So thank you. And that's all.
Good. Moving on, Committeewoman Moreski.
So I'll be quick. I was scribbling my notes because I wanted to make sure that everyone knew we have a new fire department volunteer, Matthew Lynch. And he just got appointed, and just wanted to say that into the record. Welcome, Matthew, and hope to meet you soon at a fun thing, not a fire. And that's all I have.
Committeeman Hickey.
Thank you, Mayor. I read a great quote last week from Santiago Schnell, who is the new provost at Dartmouth. He said, "In the era of AI, answers are easy, but judgment is hard." And I thought about a lot of judgment that we used on the budget with the directors, with our CFO, going again and again and again through the scenarios and what we needed to cut, what we wanted to save. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. We obviously do it because, as Gina said, we're there for our residents. And I think we came to the right answer, but we used a whole lot of judgment to get there. So
Yeah.
That's all I got, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. So just to follow up on the budget, one of the things that, I've heard in the past in other towns and other budget processes is, oh, we're treating this money as if it's ours. Well, I actually hold it to a higher bar. I treat this money as if it's yours. It's not my money. It's not my money to pick a percentage and just wipe my hands and be done with it. And I think that, I speak for all Bedminster Township Committee members, is that we understand affordability, and we've understood that for years, which is why we consistently have one of the lowest, if not the lowest, tax rates in Somerset County and in the state itself. Is we understand the affordability issue. And for some of us, whether it's a 3% or 4% or 5%, yeah, some of us could afford that. But it's not about us. It's about you all. It's about my neighbors. It's about those who may be living on fixed incomes. and making sure that they can stay in Bedminster, that they can afford to live here and enjoy the quality of life we have in Bedminster, which is why we painstakingly go through every line item multiple times and putting the burden on Robin. You know, capital budget A is good, but what about if we do this? And Robin comes back with capital budget B. And we're like, well, you know, if we move this around to next year, like, let me see the numbers then. Robin comes back with capital budget C. And there was one year we made it to Z. And Robin was extremely concerned whether we would end up with A prime, double A, what to call the next budget, A asterisk. We didn't get there this year. We ended up somewhere between G and H. It's a little bit of an internal discussion where we ended up. But we'll go with G, even though it was H. Because H we were counting for 27 and 28. So we run through this process and we do it painstakingly. And that's on, I mentioned G and H, and that was really only on capital. When we look at operating, we look at managing the debt service that we have, prepaying, and we're looking prospectively both at interest rates at the Fed level and what the ramifications are down to the banks and what opportunities we have to do better borrowing, reduced borrowing, and for coming up in the next couple of years, looking at how we invest our money in the banks and what our expected returns could be or should be. And that effort is all done when we're looking at saving a couple $1,000s here and a couple $1,000s here. When we have 8,400 residents, right? That's $1. If you can save $1,000 somewhere, right? You know, it's you're helping our residents. And I just want to thank not just the staff and all our volunteers, but also to the Township Committee for your participation and your questions. And I remarked to Colin just last week, I said, you know, it was interesting. It's just a couple of years ago, Gina was relatively fresh on Township Committee and sort of watching the budget process. She was running.
I was still fresh, just a different kind of fresh.
You're still,
Well played.
but just to see the participation by all the members, including our newest, was really just great to see that this is a team effort and that committee is part of that team. So thank you all. We do not have an executive session, and we are done with our budget meetings.
Yay.
Yay. And so at 7:50, take a motion to adjourn for the evening.
So moved.
All
Second,
in favor?
aye.
Oh, wait, we need a second. I'm sorry.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Thank you. Good night.
I tried
Well,
that.
Gina, if you come, if Michigan wins,
No, I know, because I'm like, I have my daughter.
it's like not having any teams in flying.
But if Michigan wins,